What is up, everybody? Welcome to my first fantasy football video. We're going to be talking about my top 5 wide receivers I cannot stop drafting. We'll jump right into it. If you like, go ahead and subscribe. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video, and let's just waste no time. Let's get into it. So first off, we have wide receiver Drake London. So with Drake London, biggest question here is the offense. Kirk Cousins coming off that injury. I mean, here's the thing. Achilles injuries have never really held back QBs as much. Coming back, recovery is always a little sketchy. But, they've had adequate time. Training camp sounds good. Aside from Kirk Cousins, we have the rest of the Falcons offense. No Arthur Smith. He's gone. Bijan Robinson's still there. Kyle Pitts is still there. I mean, we still have a ton of other good receivers revolving around Drake London and Kyle Pitts. In the past, Kirk Cousins has proved that he can support a wide receiver one. I mean, we won't even talk about Justin Jefferson. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I mean, no bias there. But Justin Jefferson is wide receiver one in the league. And Kirk Cousins can most definitely support that type of player. Not saying Drake London is or will be, but he can be a really productive player. With Drake London, when he's targeted 9+ times, or has 9+ receptions rather, he averages 15.8 fantasy points per game. And, these are a little bit old stats, but if you can kind of bear with me here, we don't want to pull anything from Justin Jefferson era because Drake London isn't Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins, say what you want about his career, he may be declining, which that's okay. I pulled the numbers from 2018. Maybe he wasn't quite at his peak, but he's still kind of relatively in that same area. In 2018, he had both Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen on the same team. And so you have to manage that. And so he managed to give Stephon Diggs 9.3 targets per game, along with Adam Thielen 9.5 targets per game. Say what you want about the Falcons receiving core. Drake London will get his. And when he's targeted 9+ receptions or has 9+ receptions per game, he can really show out, give you 15.8 fantasy points per game. I mean, right now, his current ADP is, let's pull that up, 24, and his ECR rank on Fantasy Pros is 29. I'm a bit higher on him, but he has the 4th easiest schedule along with this stuff. I think he could be a league winner. I mean, no one has for sure saying anything, but most definitely, he can be a league winner. He will win you your league. You get him in the 2nd, 3rd round. You got to get yourself some Drake London, and we'll move on. Next up, we have Garret Wilson, and biggest question with Garret Wilson is his quarterback play. He's been excellent with subpar quarterback play, so I don't know why a lot of people are questioning him. He's going really high, so maybe not as many questions. But he's being drafted as a pick 12 in round 1, so back end of round 1, and you can get him at the wide receiver 8 position, I believe, which I definitely think he can exceed that. The biggest questions around him is a quarterback. Does he have Aaron Rodgers? Is Achilles going to be good? I think he's going to be solid. Borderline was going to come back early or late last season. And they didn't push the button. I think that was a good call. But, he's going to have his first real deal quarterback ever. And even then, he's with a quarterback that had, just a pulse. He was putting up, in 2022, 12.7 fantasy points per game. In 2023, he averaged 12.5 fantasy points per game. Now, that's not wide receiver 8 worthy, but it's definitely not bad considering the QBs that he had to play with. His ADP is 14th. His ECR rank is 12. And I want a piece of this Jets offense. This guy seriously has potential to be wide receiver 1, 2, or 3. And you're getting him as your wide receiver at wide receiver 8. To exceed that, he doesn't have to do too much. He has a really good situation at the Jets. I mean, Aaron Rodgers throws the balls to who he loves, and there's no one else to throw the ball to. You have Breece Hall, which he's going to be handing the ball off to. I wouldn't be surprised if Breece Hall is up there on the team leading targets. Not saying he's going to be first or second or third, but he will have a lot of targets because Aaron Rodgers loves Breece. He's going to be throwing the ball to him. He's going to be force-feeding Garret Wilson. They're going to have design plays for him. It's going to be amazing. Definitely get Garret Wilson. Next up, we have Christian Kirk. He is definitely my favorite player on this list, given his price, where you can get him. He is 27 years old, so he's right in that wide receiver peak prime area. His ADP is 64, and so you can get him at a very good price, low risk, solid receiver. I would like his ADP to kind of stay the same because I love where I get him tremendously. If he bumps up a little bit more, I can kind of consider different factors, but right now he is a wide receiver 1 on a good offense. Trevor Lawrence is kind of like spearheading the whole operation. We'll be good with that. Trevor Lawrence just got paid. They're building up a third year of rapport with these guys. There's no one else to throw the ball to. You have Christian Kirk. You have Evan Ingram, which, yes, you can make an argument. He is a tight end, but he still will get his. But then you got Gabe Davis. He wasn't a problem in Buffalo. You have Brian Thomas, which is a rookie, which is kind of funny. We're seeing a bunch of camp notes and camp videos of him throwing the ball to Brian Thomas, which is against the air. There's no one covering Brian Thomas, which I'm not trying to take away from Brian Thomas. I think he could be really good. But to compete with Christian Kirk's targets and his play, I don't think there's a factor. You have Travis Etienne running the ball down there. They're kind of pulling back on him, as they say. We'll see how that goes. But it's going to open up the receiving game with Evan Ingram kind of helping him out. Those supporting receivers, and I mean supporting, they're not factors, but they're supporting, will open up the game for Christian Kirk. Now, here's the very interesting thing I would like you to listen to here. Last season, so they brought in Calvin Ridley, paid him all right money to come in and kind of be their guy, so to speak. But you have a guy like that comes in and you expect to be wide receiver 1. And before Christian Kirk got injured in week 12, I believe, or 13, through week 12, Christian Kirk out-targeted Calvin Ridley 84 targets to 76. And so that's, I mean, you say what you want about wide receiver 1, but I don't think that'll cut it. He definitely ate at Calvin Ridley's work share. And he just is their guy. Now Calvin Ridley leaves, so he's not a problem. All those targets through however long, 84 targets to 76 plus whatever he left the Jaguars with at the end of the season, need to go somewhere. And Christian Kirk can obviously take all of them, but they will be distributed amongst all those guys. And while Christian Kirk was alone without Calvin Ridley, he was... Let me find this. So when healthy, he finished as wide receiver 18 in 2022. He's currently being drafted as a wide receiver 32. Now, wide receiver, if he finishes, which he won't, given that he stays healthy, if he finishes as wide receiver 30, 28, 25, 24, 22, 20 even, 19, he will absolutely break his ADP right there at wide receiver 32. I can't believe we are going to be getting away with this still because he is the wide receiver 1 on this offense. Trevor Lawrence loves him. Go ahead and make sure you get your piece of Christian Kirk. Hollywood Brown. So with Hollywood, he is 27 years old, right in that wide receiver prime. The big question about Hollywood is, can he manage such a workload? Yes, he's getting older, which he hasn't proved that he can be, top 8 wide receiver over the season. He has had spikes. He has had some low areas. But, ADP 80, that's a steal. I mean, you can get him as your wide receiver 3 even, biggest change for him, he was on the Ravens, he was on the Cardinals, and now he's on the Chiefs. Biggest change for him, I would say, is his quarterback play. He has Patrick Mahomes. I don't need to go into him. He is the best quarterback in the league. And he's going to have Patrick throwing the ball. The only question is Rashee Rice. And now Rashee Rice, he is pretty good. Came off a good rookie season. Started off a little slow. Came in hot later in the season. Built up a real good rapport with Patrick Mahomes. But, those off the field issues, we'll see how they'll unfold. But, we can't really take that into too much consideration given that Alvin Kamara, his legal issues a couple years ago, or maybe just last year, I can't remember when, he was suspended. He played a full season before he saw any sort of suspension. So Rashee Rice could play this whole season. He could have that, and he could not. He could have some sort of suspension built into the season. We do not know, so let's just plan for him to play. And with that, I do think Hollywood does have the experience over him. They're building a good rapport right now in training camp, getting those reps in. At a wide receiver 80, though, he could be a wide receiver 1 at the worst, wide receiver 1B on the Chiefs. And so that's that wide receiver 2 range-ish, but it's too hard to not convince myself to get him in the 6th round. Wide receiver 3, pick up Hollywood Brown. I mean, he's on the Chiefs. They're going to be winning games. They're going to be needing to throw touchdowns to win games. They're going to be needing to get receiving yards to win games. He will be solid. Given a suspension to Rashee Rice, who cares? Marquise Brown is going to be their guy. Our 5th wide receiver on the board right here is Christian Watson. Now, I really love Christian Watson. I think he crushed it when he was healthy. That's the biggest reason why he's going at 91st. The 91st pick. His ADP is 91. He's 25 years old. He's really young still. He's wide receiver 1 on a really good team. Now, everyone's thinking, oh yeah, but if he plays, which that is a genuine concern, I think that's why he's going this late. So Christian Watson was part of a study at, I cannot remember the university, but they did find that he had X amount of muscle mass more in one leg than the other. And so I'm no doctor, but they know, having an unbalanced about blah, blah, blah muscle mass can maybe hinder his ability to run fast and strengthen hamstring, blah, blah, blah. But they said that they're working on that, and he has closed that number to be more equal and maybe have some more balance in his legs. If you believe in medicine, that's something to believe in. If you think that he's going to be more healthy this season, and that's the big question. Is he going to be healthy? Because when he is healthy, he is nuclear. Now, I mean, the stats are kind of skewed because he had tremendous touchdown efficiency. So, I mean, I won't pull the numbers from his rookie year with Aaron Rodgers, but late in the season, if anyone had him, like I did, they loved it. He put up 30 points a game, 25 a game, and then kind of declined when he was injured. So we got to make sure he's healthy, but that's why he's going as wide receiver whatever at pick 91. And so in the middle of the 6th, you can get him as your wide receiver 3. You can get 2 running backs before him, 2 wide receivers, and then a QB or a tight end. Take your pick. However your style is to draft, then you can get Christian Watson as a wide receiver 3. Flex spot play, bench play even. You can't pass this up. And so it's and honestly, you can even get him actually as your wide receiver 4 or 5. Looking at these numbers right here, he'll be going, pick 91. Yeah, that seems about right. You can get him as a bench player, and he is a wide receiver 1 when healthy. He's on a good Packers team with Matt LaFleur. Jordan Love is kind of peaking. He's getting his groove on, and he got a contract extension, so they're looking good. They believe in their situation there. They have a good run game. They have the second easiest schedule amongst wide receivers as well. So ADP 91st, ECR rating at Fantasy Pros 80th. And I think that will wrap it up today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and like, subscribe. I will try to be putting out maybe 2-3 videos out a week, and we'll kind of maybe just throw some more stuff up in there. Let's grow this channel. Let's get you guys rolling. Let's get you guys on championship teams. And thank you guys so much. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.